Friends, if you're looking for real old school laughs, you're in for a treat because we've got them right here. Flip City Magazine. Remember Mad Magazine? Then it went woke? Well, don't worry. Flip City has no chance of going woke. That's right. 4 times a year, you'll get an actual printed magazine full of jokes, stories, comics, and more, all about today's pop culture, entertainment, and woke politics. Flip City takes terrible entertainment trends we love to hate with hilarious parodies of Lord of the Rings, Stranger Things, The Walking Dead, Star Trek, Hunters, and more. Trust me when I say there is nothing else like Flip City on the market. So subscribe today. It will be delivered in print, or you can even get it digitally if you're one of those wacky Zoomers. Either way, follow our link and sign up today, and if you put in midnight, you get an extra 10% off. Check out Flip City Magazine today. Greetings, everybody. We're late because reasons. Nothing really in particular. Klobby saw Indy. I didn't. Nick didn't. Yeah.
Pretty much that.
How you guys doing? How you doing, Nick?
Hey, bro.
Hey guys, I'm doing good. Of course, as you said, I did not see the movie. I just generally wasn't interested. I would have liked to have maybe had let's just say a private screening, but I don't have those type of accessibilities in my life. But it's okay. We do have someone who's seen it, and we have a chat here. I'm sure a few of you seen it in the chat. And hello to you all. Hello to our wrenches. Hope you all are having a good night, and can't wait to hear Klobby's thoughts. And I'm sure me and Tom are going to have a ball listening to what Klobby has to say.
Evening, Klobby.
Hey, thanks for having me. Hello, everybody. Good to see you out there. Do I have to talk about that thing?
Oh, not really.
They say it's not good to talk about your traumas. No, you are supposed to talk about them. That's right. I knew it was one of those two, right? You're supposed to talk about your pain, right? So,
I mean, we could sell this stream on the idea that we're not going to talk about Indiana Jones.
Oh, I mean, we could, yeah, but I mean, no one cares what I think about a movie.
I mean,
anyway.
let's give your. Why don't we do this? Let's get your initial impression, feelings on it, your rating, score, whatever. I don't think too many people are worried that much about spoilers, but
Right.
just your overall impressions and stuff like that.
Hey, fair enough, I guess. It was painful. It sucks. It's garbage. It's trash. It's maggot-infested filth. I'm sorry. We didn't want to go too far. Never mind.
No.
It's a slog. It's
Don't hold back, Klobby.
depressing. I'm sure. Yeah, I should have held back.
Air
Sorry.
out your grievances now.
I retract everything and let me start all over again. Yeah, I won't be spoilering anything. Don't worry, everybody. No spoiler.
I don't think no one cares if we're going to be fair here.
But still, some don't like it, and that's fine. Jesus, it was. If you I'll put it to you like this: if you really love this character, many characters that I love, I can watch like a bad movie, and it's just that. For example, Crystal Numbskull is a bad movie. I mean, it's a ridiculous movie, and it's pretty. It's just, but most people are really ridicule it and trash it, and it deserves everything it gets, right? But at least there's an energy to it where you can kind of laugh at it, and you can have. I mean, it's almost not. I mean, it's not good bad. I'm just saying that it's a shame that it happened to Indiana Jones, but at least there was something there. This is, I mean, the biggest. I mean, I don't know how you even. I didn't even feel like I was in a. I'm not sure if I was in a movie theater or I was sleeping on my couch at home, imagining that I was watching an Indiana Jones movie, because I wasn't watching an Indiana Jones movie. He's just can't. It's very difficult to put it into words. It's just so lame and so bad. Every bit of it. After it gets started, I kept giving it a chance. By the way, after the opening action sequence, the opening, which wasn't particularly impressive for me, even though he looked okay. He didn't sound that great, and everyone knows it's a deep fake action stuff. At that point, I was still okay. All the bad things I've been hearing about this movie, I'm going to give it a chance. Let's see if it can impress me. Let's see. And I really, really did. I held off. I really tried to be enthused about it, and it took me about the initial scenes with Fleabag. Even then, I was like, okay, she's being nice to him. She's being respectful. She's not. I mean, I didn't hear. She's not being the annoyance that I thought she was going to be. Everyone says she was, and then she was. And she turns on. I mean, don't get me wrong. The movie has no real plot or story anyway. But when she turns that aspect of her character on, I mean, she becomes insufferable, and you just look at him. It's like he's so pathetic. This is a degradation of Indiana Jones, the character that we did not need to see. Well, I can't speak for anyone.
So it's more like Indiana Jones in the Dial of Degradation.
There you go. In my opinion, it is pretty much that. It's dull, it's boring, and watching him run around trying to be an action hero, it's like, what? I just can't take it. I hate seeing this happen to this character.
Temple
really
of
do.
Dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even, like I said, I didn't have that feeling when I watched Crystal Numbskull. I just thought it was stupid. They had a lot of dumb shit in it. This one, I'm actually feeling bad watching it. I'm feeling bad watching this boring mess with this character that so many people love. Again, we don't need to see this. We don't need to see him in any kind of adventure. And I'm going to just leave it there. For me, it was a slog especially after maybe 45 minutes to an hour into it. It really just takes a nosedive and becomes dreary. I mean, staggeringly.
That seems to be the consensus, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah, it takes a nosedive about, again, halfway through or whatever. And I just say, look, if you're going to watch it, just catch it on TV eventually when it comes on. Let this thing wither on the vine of the box office as it deserves to, because I've never seen a movie I've seen where it made me want to say more that this thing did not need to be made. This thing did not need to be made. I mean, you can say that about a lot of movies, but yeah.
Just say wait till Disney Plus because that's about what it's worth.
Yes, with Disney minus, and then that way when you fall asleep on your couch, you'll be okay. Because I was afraid I was going to fall asleep a couple of times. I didn't have much sleep last night. I was afraid I was going to. I'm not even kidding. There were a couple of times I thought I was going to fall asleep. I had to sit up and practically hold my eyelids open.
I think CC is right. You can't even find this on the high seas. It's only on the low seas.
No,
wow.
Which would be nice because it's nice when you can press pause,
Right? And greetings, CC.
Yeah,
CC.
glad to be here. Thanks. Certainly sounds like the kind of movie where you might just need to pause and take a break and then come back to it after a meal or something like that.
Yeah.
Watch it over the course of a
Or
few
never
hours
come
or
back.
a day. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it'll take you about 8 hours to watch this 3 hour. I don't know the runtime. I'm kidding about the 3 hours, but it wasn't a short run either. It was pretty. Yeah, so I don't know. I was gonna say it's too bland and boring to even call it bad, but that is a form of bad, so it's bad. Bottom line, in my opinion, and there's nothing. Not a bit of it, not one thing where I could single it out and go, yeah, I kind of like that. I mean, I could find you probably a couple of things in Crystal Numbskull that if I, go, like for example, the opening scene before he gets ridiculous with the refrigerator and the bomb and all that stuff, pretty decent indie action scene right there.
Yeah.
There were a couple of decent action scenes in that movie. It's just not very good, but I can't find you anything in this one. I can't. Anyway, I'm sorry. Took up too much time talking about this crap, but
no, you're fine. In fact, we'll just go like this. We can kind of move past indie now, I think.
Yeah.
Unless anybody else here has any questions for Klobby or anything else they want to say about it, because honestly, I don't see this doing jack shit this weekend. No, we're seeing more empty theaters for this, I think, than some other things. So,
yeah, I mean, I don't know what people are going to go see this weekend at the theater, at the box office, being I guess it's the 4th of July weekend. But I don't think a lot of them are going to go see this one. It may,
and this might,
it may, but
I was just going to say, this is kind of like one of the most fully functional 4th of Julys we've had since COVID. So that between people just wanting to get the fuck out, I'm sure, partially, and all that business.
What else is coming out this weekend? Anything? I mean, I don't even know.
Not really.
Nothing
Nothing up against Indy. But next week we got some things coming out. We're going to talk a little bit about what's up ahead. That's kind of the topic of today. But let's go through some super chats here. Maybe they got some questions for you, Clauby. Last call with Troy Pacelli's in the house says, everything sucks in Hollywood, but MEAD is awesome. Well, thank you.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
I concur.
Truth Hope Love says, I gotta say, I had a feeling Barbie would end up going the woke route. Yeah, Robbie is better than Schumer, but that might be like saying Saddam's not quite as bad as Adolf. Look, until I see this movie or see something that leads me to believe otherwise, I believe all this woke shit in the press about Barbie is pure media spin and trying to sell this movie to the left. And the reason they're ramping it up is because I don't think there is that much there that they have to latch on to. So they're trying to puff it up. I could be wrong. We could go into this thing. It could be one of the wokest fucking movies of the year. But at the end of the day, I have not seen one thing in any of the trailers or anything else other than stupid interviews with Kate McKinnon, who I can't fucking stand.
Oh, yeah, she's in that. So that's,
yeah. Miss Ghost herself, who clearly knows how to work a crowd, right? Like, they really know how to work media.
Wow.
Till I see it, I'm not going to believe half the spin. But I hear you, Truth, Hope, Love, and I know some people are kind of on some of the recent news surrounding the film, but I have not seen anything. Now, that Ruby Gillman movie that comes out, that's your answer there, Culture. The only movie coming up against Indy is a woke mermaid Kraken movie. And I was trying to warn people, I'd heard some rumbling movie was woke. That Ruby Gillman,
I don't know about that.
Teenage Kraken. It's a DreamWorks animated film, and it'll probably do better than Elemental. But from I had heard some earlier reports that it was kind of woke, and Jonah had seen it earlier.
I've seen the preview, and it looked. I mean, it's like it looked like they gave away the whole story in the preview, and it's nothing I haven't seen 100 times before. So it would have to be pretty great to elevate itself beyond that. Kind of predictable.
Well, and some people noticed that the main character is wearing LGBT colors and stripes and whatnot.
Right.
And then I had started hearing rumors that that does have kind of a woke undertone. And I mean, if you look at the story of the movie, you can kind of see where could either be some kind of trans allegory or some allegory for being, homosexual or whatever, not fitting into with everybody else kind of a thing. And it kind of wears it on its sleeve a little bit too much. And I kind of warn people. I know people are excited because they're like, oh, it's throwing shade at Little Mermaid. It's like, yeah, I can still do that and be woke. Especially considering maybe it's throwing shade at the fact that, the Little Mermaid in the Kraken movie looks just like the old one and is a villain. So I don't know. You could almost read into that they're saying that the red-haired, white-skinned version is bad. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that probably read. I don't know. I've only known one person who's actually seen it, though. So, yeah, Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. That's the other big movie this weekend. Well, let's see what else you guys are talking about in the meantime. We got Truth, Hope, Love, who sends in another one and says, I guess you're now validating, I think he's validated, and hating Spider-Verse due to what come out behind the scenes recently. Well, if you're talking about the animators and stuff, I kind of knew a lot of that stuff. Like, we've seen a lot of this come out lately between Marvel and some other places where a lot of these animators on both the special effects and the animation side are getting overworked and underpaid. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because remember, they made a huge deal out of how they did Deadpool for next to nothing, right? Like, it was like, oh, we made it for $60-70 million. And then they got sued by all the special effects houses because they hadn't got paid for about $20-30 million worth of work. And I said, well, there you go. There's your answer. Because as I've said many, many a time, there's kind of a number on this. You cannot make one of these movies for under like $100 million. And people are like, oh, yeah, you can. What about Deadpool? I was like, well, Deadpool is the proof that you can't. Because they got sued for the rest, right? The only reason they made it so cheap is because they didn't pay nobody.
God, that's a shame.
And it's really easy to make stuff for cheap when you don't have to pay your labor. You know, like last time I checked, that's slave labor. Yeah, but now as far as my hate on it, I feel it's justified even without it.
Oh yeah, it is without it easily. That just reaffirms, if anything.
Yeah, just shows you that they're no better than anybody else. Warrior Justice says, what does Barbie do on Halloween? Pumpkin. That one was actually kind of the most innocent and funniest ones you ever did there, Warrior Justice.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. 16-bit says, Hail Mead, Tom, always working and doing right. Cheers, guys. Well, I try. And then here comes Warrior Justice with another one. It says, what's the difference between Anne Frank and Santa Claus? Boy. The direction they go into the chimney. Oh. Hey, Clobber Lane, Bat Tom, and Nicolas Cage. Yeah, I don't know if I can give you a bump on that. I'll give you one of these. That's the best I can do on that one. Thank you, though, Warrior Justice, for the support. We appreciate that. And with that, let's move on to our main topic. We really only have one besides Indy, and that is this. What's left? I mean, we're at the other end of the year now. We're midway point. We're at 4th of July weekend, and it's shaping up to be one of the worst summers since 1974. And I'm sure Clobby and a few others on the panel and you in the chat know the significance of that.
Yeah, Jaws.
That's right. It was the last year before we had a summer blockbuster season. So, sure. Yeah, here we are, though. Barbie looks to be the only movie that's really tracking to be a hit yet this year for the summer season. And this is where I'm wondering about Oppenheimer. I wonder if they shouldn't have saved it. 40 million is nothing to sneeze at, and this movie was made for a lot cheaper than other Nolan films. But I still can't help but believe it might have done better in the winter.
Yeah. Oscar
when we kind of expect those kind of movies. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. One would have thought so, yeah.
But no, 70 to 80 million for Barbie, that's pretty good, going off of what we just heard about the possibility of it being woke. That's the thing I think, if anything, is going to hurt its marketing at this point.
Right. That could be what hurts it. If that's true, the case, yeah.
So, CC, do you plan on seeing either of these films in the next couple of weeks here? Because this is what's pretty much left as far as the big features of the year.
I'm about an 8-hour drive. At least, well, RV, you just take the regular drive and double it. Pretty. But I'm about an 8 hour. I'm that far away from a theater, which is going to present some complications. But I'm going to see what I can. Because I'd like to be able to know if they're good or not. Well, they might not be, but at least be able to talk about them. So I'll do my best, but I plan to. Let's put it that way. I just don't know.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, it would have been a perfect Christmas movie. It's all about nuclear winter. No, like the only other movie that's really not on here is, of course, Mission Impossible, which I don't think anybody thinks is going to have a problem making money. I think the only debate is how much. But I'm not so sure about Oppenheimer now. I'm not so sure. I mean, I think Barbie's going to do okay as long as it's not woke.
Right.
I would certainly bet on Mission Impossible at this point. I would be surprised if it didn't hit $1 billion. That's just me. Like I would lay my bets on the table for that. It's Tom Cruise. You saw that with Fast and the Furious as well. When they had a good run of movies, when you have a good run of quality movies back to back to back, you build that reputation. When you have a run of bad movies, you build the opposite reputation. And Mission Impossible is on a good run right now. It has that positive reputation. That's why I'm not as surprised that Indy has opened poorly, because it had a poor fourth film 15 years ago. And as much as I've loved Indy all my life, I know it's not got the same universal size, lexicon, if you will, as Star Wars.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing about Barbie is, I want to say, is maybe people got to remember that it's made for girls. So there may be things that we observe in it that may come off woke. But there may be an argument against it just because it's not made for the typical audience. Like they're actually making this for the audience that they've been trying to pull in with everything else. Only this is a property that was made for that audience. So I just want, does that make sense to you guys at all? Like, I mean, in what I'm saying, coming across at all, like, I think we need to kind of give Barbie a break until we see it and go like, look, it may feel like it's woke, but we got to remember this is a Wham and Power franchise to begin with, right? Of course, it's going to be all pink in the world and everything. Like now, if there's a whole bunch of like LGBTQ messages and stuff like that in the movie, then I'll be the first one in line and stuff like that to be like, oh yeah, this thing is woke as fuck, right? But if it's just a bunch of, you know, Wham and Power stuff, and sure, Ken is a little dumber than Barbie and such, I don't have a problem with that because Barbie is the star of this, right? Like,
I also don't recall seeing talk about this movie being woke all over my feed for the last month or several months. This is pretty recent discussion, at least as far as what was reached my ears.
It's because it has been a recent discussion.
Well, yeah, but then because it's coming out very soon, it hasn't saturated the public consciousness. People haven't already necessarily decided not to see it because that discussion's been going on for so long. It might affect the second weekend, the word of mouth, but I would say it's been marketed fairly well so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing we've got going on. I didn't hear any about this woke business until this last week here. And I think the source of a lot of it is Kate McKinnon and what she's saying and stuff like that. I could be wrong, but yeah. But as far as Oppenheimer, I mean, it looks interesting. I'm just wondering if it was still, I mean, the only point I can make with it is I think it would have done better a little later in the year. It's got a lot of competition to deal with. Barbie, Mission Impossible. Oppenheimer isn't exactly the kind of movie you'd consider summer fare.
Yeah.
A 3-hour downer movie by Christopher Nolan. Yeah, I would look at that as a Christmas, well, maybe not on Christmas weekend, but yeah, later in the year. It's supposed to be Oscar bait, right?
It feels like it's supposed to be, unless it's not. I mean, I heard some off-the-cuff remark about it being more revisionist history than Glorious Bastards, but I just don't see that. I haven't heard of any of that in any of the marketing or anything like that, as far as like them giving us the idea that this is a, what do you call it, a revisionist history kind of movie or anything like that.
Yeah, neither have I. I mean, we'll find out.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
How many of Nolan's movies have released in this summertime, Duck? That's my question.
The Dark Knight trilogy.
Batman.
Tenet,
minus the Batmans. Tenet, I thought came out in
Interstellar.
December. I thought December is when Tenet came out.
I thought Tenet was the summer. No, let me find out. Maybe I'm wrong.
You might be right, guys, but I thought it was at the very tail end of 2020.
Well, let's find out. There's only one.
And I could have swore that his Dunkirk was a summer or Christmas movie too, not a summer one. But I could be wrong. I could be completely fucking wrong.
Hey, at least we all admit when we're wrong, and that's saying something. So
Nolan's not one of those directors I really followed all his work. Okay, people are saying summer in the chat. I thought it was at the end of the year, but
so I think you may have had it mistaken for Interstellar, because Interstellar was the fall of 20.
Okay.
It was the fall, so you might be having it mistaken for that.
No, I guess he is a
Tenet
summer
was
guy.
summer.
So all right.
Dunkirk was in our summer as well. That
Just don't feel like some. None of them feel like summer movies.
They don't. I don't. You know what? I'll give it to him. He's obviously he feels very ambitious that his movies can stand up to the summer blockbuster. Whether you feel that way, obviously that's a separate conversation. But it's clear he's that confident that he feels like when he releases his movie, they can go toe to toe with that. Like I said, I don't like all his movies, but I'll give him the credit for confidence for trying to compete, because that is a bold move to do that.
Well, they're saying it was a little late in the summer. I remember, I'm probably thinking about when I got the Blu-ray. But that's plausible. But yeah, I don't know. There's not a whole lot left for the summer. There's the stupid Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie otherwise. I don't know if you guys saw the new clip for that.
No, but I saw all the art you shared, and I feel bad that you have to go through that. I know how huge of a Turtles fan you are, and that's just been a rough run for a long time with that.
Well, we just got a new trailer, actually. I didn't even know about this. For crying out loud. Let's watch it. Fuck it.
It's a slow Thursday.
It is.
Everyone in the theater is gonna flip. They're never gonna know it's us.
Oh, what do we do?
Mikey, diversion. Hello. Welcome to the movies. Please turn off your phones and refrain from using your electronic devices.
Be quiet.
Yes, quiet down and respect your fellow humans.
And get a snack.
And get a snack.
What does this one do?
Oh,
no,
Mikey, just tell me to enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Guys, you think anyone noticed?
Boy, where have you been? We're just running errands. That's it. Look, we're really sorry, Splinter. Some of the guys.
No wonder they sounded like they're in crack.
You ratted us out. Wait.
I just thought it was Seth Rogen.
Can I check it? Can I check it?
6 in the morning, police at my door.
Watch the new trailer online now.
Wait, that was the trailer for the trailer?
Hello?
Oh, for crying out loud. I've seen this clip. Okay, so now we actually get to see the... Okay, that's what this is.
We're turtles. Well, technically, mutant turtles.
Mikey, you know we're not supposed to bring humans down here. You want me to just stroll right into a world-renowned culinary institution like Pizza Hut? I have to order delivery.
That is the worst voice in the world for Mikey.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm with you on that.
If it was
I do
Raph,
not like that voice.
maybe. I could see that for Raph. What? Who the fuck thought that was a good idea to make Mikey sound like that?
Probably Seth Rogen, knowing Seth Rogen.
Okay, I'm going to give you an impression of basically just a basic Mikey, and this is an amalgamation of all of them. Yo, dude, what's happening? That's what Mikey should sound like. You can go to the Cowabunga route, or you can go like the little bit more like Robbie Wrist route, or you can go like a little bit more like the old 2003 cartoon. But guess what? There's not much of a variation between those, are there?
No, there's
Mikey
really
is
not.
pretty solid where he's at. Same thing with Rap. You know, Rap has got the Brooklyn accent, and that's Rap. You know, and Leo just sounds like an average white boy.
Yeah, I know, you're right. You're right, though.
Donatello, you could have some fun with, but this is the wrong fucking direction. He sounds like he's 5.
Looks, I can't tell if it's a female turtle, actually, from here. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, there was a lot of people talking about, is it trans turtle or what?
I mean...
Maybe
I
it is
hope not.
Donatello?
Some great
I
product
still hate that
placement
they're
there,
doing the
too.
glasses. I'm not going to get over that. The glasses thing. I get it. He's a nerd. He's smart. He's a science whiz. It doesn't look good on him. And then I'm still and then they blend the do-rag into the eyes of Raph. Oh, that is terrible look. They really had to bring the look from the Rise cartoon over to this. Really? They take the when they look for influence, they look from the worst of the worst.
You're not wrong there. There's a little bit more to this.
Makes sense. Definitely.
Nice.
You're right. What they say is true. No one out pizzas the Hut.
This is actually a Pizza Hut commercial here.
The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut, just $13.99.
Now that sounds like a commercial.
So now they're
Dad
tying
is texting
in
us.
the Big
He's
New
freaking out a
Yorker.
bit.
At least all parents are the same.
Our daddy's
Oh.
definitely not a giant rat.
That makes me feel like he's a rat.
Can I shake it?
I'd
So
argue
playing
she
that
looks
at
more
normal
like a
speed,
rat.
that's not like 1.5 speed anymore.
No, I'm on normal speed now.
Because that's really high pitched.
Dude, she looks
No,
more like a rat
I'm
than
on
he
normal
does.
fucking speed. That was normal speed. Yeah.
No, seriously. Like with the way her hair was, she looks like she has definitely got a ratty hair to her. Yeah, absolutely not interested. I don't know if I even were to try to start it, would I even finish it? I don't know if I have it in me to do that.
All I can say about this whole fucking thing is just... and... Game over, man. Game over. I'm so done with this show. There's nothing left. Nothing left for me in Ninja Turtles. I have given Ninja Turtles so much room, so much. I've given it so much more leeway than I have Star Wars, Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you.
I'll give it the recent video game was pretty good. They got that pretty well okay.
The Last Ronin was a great comic. I really enjoyed that. That was fantastic. But yeah, I think we have definitely, as far as the Turtles go, it's safe to say, and we're honestly, to be fair, we're lucky we even got The Last Ronin in 2020 time, because that type of comic was out of place.
And that was still just a setup to replace them with chicks.
Yeah, I mean, if you continued reading, I didn't go beyond that. For me, the story ended right at issue 5, and I'm good there. I'm good. So, but yeah, if you continue reading, yeah, it's going to be bad.
You know what, Flash? The pizza might be good, but it's probably like Tostino's or something like that.
I had.
Oh, how is it
recently? It was okay.
No. The New Yorker I've had. I'm talking about.
That's what it is.
Oh, okay. So
That's
you don't.
I did.
You didn't see this. Oh yeah. That was what was in there. But you didn't. This is what Flash is talking about. My fault. This is what Flash is talking about. These are actually in-store frozen pizzas.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I'll try it just to, maybe I'll do a pizza review. I'll do a pizza review. I'll have a better chance of getting through.
If they actually look like that, maybe.
I am going to definitely try the cereal from General Mills, though. I'm definitely going to try the cereal.
You are a fucking Satanist.
You know what? I had to know. Because what if the cereal's good?
Gots to know, man. This is nasty. Macaroni and cheese shit.
No, that honestly, I don't want to try that. But I am curious about the pepperoni and sausage one.
Then you got gummy pizza.
That doesn't look good. I agree with you there. That's just, I get the idea. I get it. It's not good.
And here's a look at their Turtle Power Pizza Hut art.
Pizza Power.
Pizza Power, that's what I meant.
I like the idea of the slogan. I just wish I had a better product to back it. I
wouldn't have killed for
Turtle Power in the 80s cartoon. Turtle Power. I get it. The idea is good. But yeah, the timing is bad with Seth Rogen.
What I wouldn't have given for them to get behind the original film like this back in the day.
Oh, dude, right? See,
look at all this shit.
See, that's what I mean. I actually like the idea of the marshmallows with where you can see their
I don't know, apple cinnamon though.
I like apple cinnamon, so that sounds good to me. I'm a big cinnamon toast crunch lover, so I think that has a chance.
Hey, I do not hate animation.
Yeah, you love animation. You and I just boasted how many times about the 2003 TMNT? Dude,
I just am not a fan of most modern shit. CGI animation, stuff like that usually.
That's fair.
And this looks like it's just trying to be Spider-Verse, which is even worse.
Yeah, I can tell the animation. It's clear that it wants to be like that. Obviously not as spazzy as it. I guess you could say it's a dialed back version of it. It's like if this one didn't drink the Red Bull right before it started playing.
Honestly, if Spider-Verse had looked like this, I probably wouldn't have dissed the look so much. Because that's my main thing. Is I'm not a big fan of the herky-jerky thing. It's like if you're going to do stop motion, just do stop motion. You don't need to make it look like that. You're doing CGI. You can actually add the fluid movement. The other side of it is just, my biggest problem with the Spider-Verse is the misaligned backgrounds. You can do it once in a while, but not every fucking comic panel looks like that. And that actually is not that accurate because they hadn't had that problem since way back in the early days of color comic books, Clobby. I've not gotten too many comic books where the colors were way out of whack like that.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I did, I'd take the sumbitch back or I wouldn't have bought it in the first place.
Yeah.
I'd have looked for a copy that wasn't all fucked up.
Right. In the old days, printing, especially in the older days on the newsprint, the printing and the 4-color printers are pretty unstable. You never know what you're going to get color-wise.
Yeah, but I never even seen anything that bad, and it's maybe a little bit here and there, but never.
Yeah,
and like I said, if I ran across, that's why I would skim through a book. If I ran across something like that, I'd be like, oh no, I'm going to the next one now.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
because it was just a printing anomaly, basically. The Walt Man says, only thing entertaining at the moment is the FTC versus Microsoft case trial going on right now. Hearing all the behind the scenes stuff on gaming companies and dealings. I haven't kept up with this, but I did hear it was going on. I don't know if anybody on our panel has been, but yeah, this will probably be an interesting case for gamers and such out there, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have anything to really add to it. CC, Clobby, Nick, anybody?
I got nothing here.
Sorry
I
about that,
haven't been
Waltman.
following the details now.
Yeah, neither have I, so sorry about that. Jack White says, I just sent you an email with links, trailers for some anime series and some games. The newest trailer for Dune Part 2 as a way to break the bad mood because of the indie and the box office. Yeah, we can do the Dune trailer. The animes, I'm a little bit more leery with because those get blocked and shit, and they get the whole video taken down. 16-bit mascot says it may be Thursday, but it's pre-Friday. Hail me, this is true. A lot of people, I think, have tomorrow off. So yeah. Mecha J says they really are pre-teenage Ninja Turtle. I know, and I kind of got not an argument, but kind of a disagreement with somebody online. They're like, well, they just wanted them to act like teenagers and be like real teenagers this time. It's like, it's in the fucking title. They've always been teenagers. It's not my fault that teenagers have gotten more immature over the last 20 years because they acted like teenagers back in the original shows and movies.
Well, no, you're right, Tom. They have always been teenagers. Look at just the way they are. Like they stay out late like bad teenagers do. They don't come home on time when Splinter wants them home. Like
they're very 90s teenagers in that 1990 movie. Yeah,
they have all the habits of what teenagers do. They have obviously the most unhealthy diet, which is high metabolism at a teenage rate for most teenagers. They also fight like teenagers do. They get petty over dumb little things. That's once again what teenagers
pecking order
do.
And all that shit.
Yeah, they bicker. They get hot-headed. They sometimes fight with each other like teenagers do. Yeah, no, to me that when they're saying that argument, they're just trying to rationalize their position to justify the existence of this. That's all they're doing. They're trying to rationalize the existence of this when they're not even thinking about this. They just want to like this just because it merely exists. They can't
basically. No, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You go.
I was gonna say, basically, the only thing you can really point to that exists that's them as adults is Last Ronin, because otherwise, I mean, even Next Mutation, even TMNT, what was it, 2007, that animated one? They're still technically teenagers in a way.
I mean, early 20s, I would say that, which I actually like that movie. It's a shame that it didn't do good at the box office. I saw it opening night, and there was like no one there. There's no one there.
It had its issues. I think it's half a good movie, half not. The problem is the villain, TMNT 07. They did like a CGI. It's got some great elements to it, and it's kind of like a quasi sequel to whatever version of Ninja Turtles you're really into, but more so like the movies. But because it even has like straight up visual Easter eggs going back to the original films.
Yeah.
But it just, the villain was bad, and it has a lot of the same problems I'm going to have with this movie, I feel, and that is this mutant mayhem, fucking, shit like that. And I don't have a problem. Like, that's the one thing I would say is we've never really had them grow up a little bit, right? Like, I had a concept for a series. It's like, let's jump 20 years ahead and call it Ninja Turtles. Just get rid of the teenage part and just have them be adults now dealing with shit. April's got a kid with Casey and all that kind of stuff. And Karai has taken over the Foot and all that kind of shit. You can still keep going. And it's kind of about like, the Turtles have lost Splinter and how they kind of move on without him, and Karai's trying to either keep the Foot together without Shredder or find Shredder or whatever's going on with that, and you could have all kinds of fun shit with that. But yeah, in this it feels like they are pre-teenage Ninja Turtles. They feel like little kids in this, which if we had something that was a little more adult oriented, I wouldn't care about having like little turtles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is what it is. we have probably seen once again the last of, and Yellow Flash is saying that Lost Years, I mean, he could correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like that Lost Years is not bad, which took place after the last one. I haven't read it, so I don't know. For me, that's
the Lost Years I haven't checked out yet.
That seems like a good jumping off point. I know issue 4 came out yesterday, which is the second to last.
Now the lost years, the years in between, because that I'm fine with, because that's what I was saying. Is like I don't need an extension. Just give me an ending, and if you want to fill in the gap in between, fine. I don't need Ninja Turtles: The Next Generation. We already have one. Thank you very much. You know, and that's my problem with these redundant, torch carrying characters. Sure, some are okay, but I just don't get it. It's like South Park. The kids have stayed the same age for 30 years. Bart Simpson's still 10 years old. Hell, Charlie Brown hasn't changed in what, 60, 70 years? Like, why do we have to change any of these things? That's the beauty of something that's a fictional character, is you don't have to age them up or you don't have to age them out. Sure, it's fun to do also rans once in a while, but I don't need 12 Robins. We already got one. You know, I don't need the new generation of the Ninja Turtles. Any new Turtles they've ever added have never been any good. I hate the two girls. I hate them. Whatever Danica or whatever her name is, and Venus de Milo is like the worst, and I think universally hated. But speaking of Yellow Flash, I sent you the link. If you're not busy, you can hop on in here. That'd be great. Yellow Flash says only 2 of the turtles are female, and they're barely in the book. Eastman writes it also. The story is about Mike's journey. Look, I have my beefs with both of those boys. It's their fault we're in this fucking mess. If they wouldn't have sold it in the first goddamned place. And Eastman was the first one to sell his half to Laird.
Yes,
or whatever it was back in the day. But no, I like if I remember right, it's Laird who likes the more sci-fi kind of stuff, and Eastman likes the more down-to-earth stuff. But yet again, there's some few things that Eastman is responsible for that I can't fucking stand. And the same thing with Laird. So it's like, I love them both, but I hate them both at the same time for what they've done to this. And it's really just because they couldn't keep their shit together.
Well, to be
fair, exactly, Laird's an old hermit. Exactly.
I was gonna say they've kind of always, in some
and
ways,
Eastman's
more or less
basically
never
a
had their shit
teenager who
together.
doesn't know how to handle a fucking checkbook. But I love them both. They created one of my most favorite things in history, and I love their story. And I would love to meet them, and I would totally be like a hero worshiper in front of them. But at the same time, I blame them for this thing getting to where it is. Nickelodeon is the worst fucking thing that ever, even worse than the Power Rangers to happen to Ninja Turtles. I'll take Next Mutation any day over some of the shit we've gotten out of Nickelodeon.
I agree, and well, sort of disagree, because I do enjoy the 2012 cartoon.
Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
Awful. Rise is awful. I'll say that. I couldn't finish the season, but the first season in the 2012 is good. But once season 2 goes, it hits. It is all cylinders, man. It gets so fun, and it gets really crazy and wacky and out there. And then they meet I think it's in season 4 where they meet their 1980s selves, and then they get to see the two Kangs together. Krang, not Gang, Krang together. You see Gilbert Gottfried's Krang, and you see the 1987 Krang. It's like, wow, that Krang looks like a giant man baby. It was just like, the thing we all said when we saw Krang when we were kids in the 80s cartoon. So
I don't know. I just watched
really
like the first 5 episodes. I saw that it was mostly harmless, but for kids, and I'm like, yep.
Give it a shot, because especially on season 2 throughout, they blend the styles of the kids stuff and the adult stuff very well. Like I said, give it a genuine shot. It only gets better too.
And unfortunately, this is true too. Eastman kind of
he
destroyed heavy metal on top of it all. Because he used his turtle money to buy heavy metal, and which I don't get that. You already had Ninja Turtles, which was infinitely bigger. Like, what the hell are you doing? That's like having a Corvette, selling it to buy a Datsun. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't know.
And don't get me wrong. I mean, heavy metal is great, but it's an underground comic at best, and it's never really risen to the, commercial level that something like Ninja Turtles has. Is my point.
Here, let's look at good TMNT. My cool.
That's
figure.
not even. That's actually some of the dark days. That's even better than this shit.
I love this figure. This is from the original. This is the original lineup too. This is not a reissue.
Well,
this is from the
that was the
original
thing
line.
that got me, because like I was getting to that point where I'm like, dude, do we need like 50,000 variants of the turtles at this point?
Well, you know what? It got guys like me. I'll admit it. They got me, and I'm I'm here for it.
I only bought a couple of those. I never had too many of
Dude,
those.
come on, Donatello as the Undertaker. Come on. I
not my
love
thing.
it.
They're all right. I'm not taking anything away from people who enjoy them. They're cool. I'm just not a big fan of mashup figures.
That's fair.
The closest I've ever come to liking ones was the Motu versions of the horror icons, like Freddy, Jason. Did you see all those?
Yes,
Those
are
were
good.
Kind of cool.
There's a good one. I think it was April O'Neil as the Bride of Frankenstein. The only
I almost bought that one.
And the reason why I didn't get it, Tom. I called you Nick. Was because it's from NECA, and NECA, their figures look nice, but they have a habit of kind of breaking easily. And it sucks because the style on them is really good.
Beautiful.
And when I saw this April O'Neil figure in person, believe me, it was very hard. Despite knowing what I knew about NECA, it was still hard to not buy because it looked so nice in the packaging.
NECA's infamous.
You want to talk about a conflict in my brain? That was that. Seeing that figure in person and wanting it, and then still knowing about the history.
All right. Well, before
great. Go ahead, sir.
No, you're fine. Say before Yellow Flash gets in here, let's get the rest of these super chats out of the way, and then we'll watch this Dune trailer quick. Wolven Weaver says, "I'm a huge TMNT fan myself. Thankfully, I mostly stepped out ages ago to protect myself. I won't let Seth's garbage pail kids film ruin things for me." You know, it's funny because that's kind of what bled into the original Ninja Turtles, was that kind of a gross out kind of thing at that time. Andrew Pitko says, "Is that a pill bottle I hear rattling? Is this another pill stream?" On that subject, who has been in a bigger a-hole to their followers, John Campion or Ethan Ralph? Yeah, I did just take a pill, but yeah, I hadn't taken one all day. So this will be the first one. Yeah, let's watch the Dune trailer. And as far as the who's a bigger a-hole, I don't know. I haven't watched Ethan Ralph in never. And Campia, I very rarely watch unless he says something stupid. So I guess it's a tie.
Mm.
6.
Yeah.
Kind of. All right, let's watch this Dune trailer. Let's check it out. You guys seen this yet?
No.
Mm-mm.
I'm the only one who's seen it?
This world is beyond.
Haven't seen it.
You've been fighting the Harkonnens for decades. My family's been fighting them for centuries. They were massacred alongside my father.
Your father didn't believe in revenge. We believe in Fremen.
Let me fight beside you.
Reload!
Wow, that's what good special effects look like? I'm impressed.
He said that. I got that. Thanks.
I won't be fighting for him. I'm fighting for my people.
Your young pup. Do you believe in Paul?
Okay, the hug there gave me goosebumps. I'll give him that.
There are signs.
The prophet. Why is that a bad thing? Use it. Because all my visions lead to horror.
Because you lose control.
Because I gain it. Johnny, do you believe in me?
Paul Atreides is still alive.
Paul Atreides is still alive. What the hell? Thought I told you to kill him. Anyway, I gotta pause it and make it.
Oh yeah.
Gotta do some things that are different.
Deal with this prophet. Show me who you are. Your father. Was a weak man.
This planet's full of sand. It's everywhere. Gets in the crack of your ass.
Look who's back from the dead. Now do what must be done.
We gave them something to hope for.
That's not hope! I will love you as long as I breathe.
This prophecy is how they enslave us!
It's not a prophecy. It's a story.
I don't care what you believe. I believe. I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis. Under the blue sea of Salta!
He who can destroy a thing has the real control of it.
I was kind of hoping they would have buffed him up a little bit in between the movies. Because he's still looking like a little kid. That's probably my only complaint. So there you go, guys. What'd you think?
Felt to me like it was showing restraint, if that makes sense. I mean, it went a little heavier towards the end of the trailer, but especially in the first couple of minutes of the trailer, they were really focusing on small events. I love hand-to-hand combat. You don't have to spend millions and millions of dollars on huge battles. I'm not against it. Just with all the excess and bombast of recent years, you know, I'm all for restraint. It doesn't mean you can't have the big moments, but just dialing it back and focusing on the small scenes, the character development. Yeah, looks like it could be a good movie. I'm like, yeah, I like it.
Clobby?
Well, it's interesting. I never really watched the first one, to be honest with you, so I don't have much to say on that one. But it does look good.
Oh, really? Do you like the '84 film or not?
I did see it when it came out. It was never the one time, and that's it. But I have not watched the latest ones.
You might enjoy the new one.
Yeah,
it was a lot better than I thought it was, and I actually am a fan of the original.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
To me, it felt like, God, how do I explain it? It's taken very seriously, right? Like it's
right,
and it's a very well realized, worlds plural, but universe in and of itself, and the effects are great. They use a lot of miniatures instead of CGI, so that helps too. Very much in kind of. Did you like Lord of the Rings or like epic stuff like that? Yeah, you might dig it. I mean, it definitely takes it like that serious, right? Like,
okay,
compared to like the backsheet Lord of the Rings compared to Jackson's Lord of the Rings is how you could kind of compare like Lynch's Dune to this, basically.
I got you. Well, yeah, I will. I mean, I never avoided it or anything. Just never got around to seeing it.
It's been on HBO Max. I don't know if you got that, but
yeah.
No, it's worth checking out, and even if you don't get into it, it's like, whatever, and just check it out after 15-20 minutes.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Good point.
I don't know. Some people like Dune 84 better. Until the end of this movie, I'm not going to give my total spin on it as far as like what I feel, but as far as the design wise, yes, the original film has some designs up on this one, but I also feel like this movie pays homage to it and just Dune in general, right? Like,
yeah,
you get so much more in this movie than you get in the original film.
I went to the theater to see that in '84, I think, just that one time. So
yeah. And I can understand that. But we got one other story until Yellow Flash happens to join us, if he does. Anybody want an update on Tron 3?
Uh-oh.
The Tron creator says he's taking an Obi-Wan-like role behind the scenes of the third film. So that's not necessarily bad news. Writer-director Steven Lisberger if I'm saying that right, tells the Hollywood Reporter, "It happened in Hollywood podcast that the 1982 original was so advanced, we were even ahead of Steve Jobs. As Disney ramps up production on the long gestating Tron 3, aka Tron Ares, adding Dahmer star Evan Peters to the threequel, the godfather of the Tron universe has even given the undertaking his blessing. Stopping by the Hollywood Reporter, it happened on Hollywood podcast. Steven Lisberger, a writer and director of the 82 groundbreaking Tron, says he's taken on a Jedi Master role in advising the next generation of Tron filmmakers to borrow from another sci-fi franchise. The Tron team is hard at work, says Lisberger, who's 72. They're always hard at work. It's going to happen. My goal with these things in playing the Obi-Wan role is to say the one sentence that has an impact. Try to say something that is useful to them without getting into the weeds. He also recalls seeking out the advice of animation elders when embarking on the original. He says, "We shot a storyboard movie on Tron 1. One of Disney's 9 old men was still out at the studio." He recalls, "I was so excited to show him because Lord knows I could have used a mentor at that point. I showed him our storyboard movie. He sat there, he watched the whole thing, and then he turned to me and said, 'Kid, you're on your own.' And he got up and walked out of the room." So I'm trying to keep my input down to the sentences, but hopefully sentences that are some use to them. So there you go. There's more to that, but we have joining us now, my good buddy, and it's been a while since he's been on the program, Yellow Flash. How you doing?
Can't wait for that pizza.
You have to let me know if it's actually good. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Bad. Even if it's bad, I'm gonna like it. Just because you hate it so much. Didn't you get the turtle cereal when you were a kid?
Oh yeah, I love the original turtle cereal.
What's the difference between this and that cereal?
That's what I'm saying. And apple cinnamon's good. Just look at all the great cinnamon.
He's talking about just in general. No, I don't have so much of a problem with it in general. I don't know. Just to me, it's this oversaturation of it. It's a piece of shit movie. We all know it.
I think it's good marketing because the turtles and pizza. I mean, that's not even a new thing. Pizza Hut did it way back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, guess what? They cannot count on me to see this one.
You're gonna go see it.
I probably will, but I will hate it. I will hate it. That's for sure. I did not go see the Bay films in theaters. I fucking downloaded the second one.
I saw the first one in theaters. The second one, I don't even think I've watched the sequel. To be honest,
I remember the sequel even leaked out early. Oh, the sequel's worse. Even though they tried harder to make it closer to, it just made it worse.
Yeah, I didn't like the first one, so.
Yeah, no, it was horrible.
I had no interest. I don't even know how the fuck it got a sequel because the first one's shit.
Because it barely made a profit, that's why.
I mean, not even Megan Fox's glorious titties could save that movie.
Oh, those are dead. Oh, so I misunderstood you. I know what you're talking about, the Bay movies. Yeah, those were dead on
the Shadows was horrible.
That was dead. I never saw the second one either. For a second, I mistook you for talking about the 91 and 92. But okay, no, never saw.
It's basically like Transformers, just with a Ninja Turtle skin, basically.
Imagine that.
And then you've got
glorious. Hell yeah, she's fucking hot, man. Go watch that first Transformers movie. It's all you need.
That's
and Jennifer's Body too. Actually, that's a shitty movie, but damn, she's hot in it.
Is that the one where she says she's not a backdoor virgin? I remember that one. Yeah.
Man, she's hot in that movie. Real. She's always in those little skirts and stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, it is decent marketing. You know, it is to a point. And it is similar to what we got, but I was also griping earlier that we didn't get nearly as much as they're doing for this. That's my big issue. And I'll be honest with you, this is the best marketing I've seen all year. I mean,
I like that. Peaches, peaches, peaches.
That's a jewel.
Peaches. Yeah,
I think that's a jewel.
Million
Why does it look like it says Yellow Flash Peaches right by the 199?
It does.
It looks like it says that.
Oh, it's Yellow Flash Peaches.
Oh,
hey, you know what? We need some Yellow Flash Peaches. There we go. Peaches, 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 peaches.
Peaches, peaches.
I love you.
That movie's gonna be shit, Tom. You know it.
Yeah,
I know it. The whole world knows it, except for the studio that greenlit it. But
pretty much.
Oh, the studio will never admit that they got it wrong either.
It sucks because it's going to, well, maybe not, because one good thing, here's a great thing about it, Tom, is it's going to lower the value of the TMNT 1. So maybe you'll be able to grab yourself a copy now.
I guess I got enough copies of it. I don't have the obviously the original print.
I've got the second print,
like the reprints. Yeah, I got a bunch of reprints of it.
The second print though is still like pretty
I don't even
scarce.
have anything close to that. I have like
there's only 6,000 copies of the second print. The third print has 3,000.
Yeah, they didn't do
a combined run of
ones.
9,000 copies of that book were made, and then if you factor in how many were probably fucking thrown away and destroyed because nobody thought it was going to amount to anything.
You know, that's funny you mentioned that. Yeah. The comic guy who I go to get my comics, he had access to a good amount of number ones when they were brand new. And he said he took a look at a copy. He's like, I'll pass. I don't think it's going to do anything. And he said that was the biggest mistake he ever made running a shop. He's still in business now, so everything else he's done right since then. But that was his biggest mistake, was passing on TMNT. He said he had a good amount of copies of the original number one. Can imagine that. Look at it and be like, oh, this is nothing.
Yeah, and those number ones, they're expensive.
Yo, dude, I've looked up.
Even the second print. That second print I bought, that wasn't cheap.
Yeah. No, they're steep.
So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna, unless it comes down, and I don't think it'll come down that much.
See, just buy the collected editions. Like I bought the collected edition that has the first 7 issues, and it has one of the spin-off issues as well. It's got a nice Christmas story in there, and Christmas and TMNT always goes well together. And
I've got the omnibuses, but I like collecting comics. That's
that's
a holy grail book.
I know. You're not wrong there. It is a holy grail book. I get the gist with the single issues. I love reading those stories, so I'll read it any way I can.
Yeah. I mean, really, the worst part is all the designs. I mean, if the turtles looked mostly like Leo looks, they probably wouldn't look so bad. But then, like, everybody else looks jacked up as fuck. Like, I don't know. This thing is so bad.
It is jacked up, dude. The freaking do-rag look where it's blended into his eyes.
I'm so sick of that. I'm sick of the do-rag.
The Lost Years is not a next generation book. It's a book about
I know that's the years in between.
Last Ronin.
Yeah.
He's like training in Japan and meditating and confronting like villagers that think he's a monster, and then his ghost brothers, like they come into the picture. They're in the last
I'm not talking
book.
about that. I'm talking about the shit that's afterwards with the new turtles.
Like
that's
the
like
epilogue.
2 pages of the book.
They're making a new book off of that, Flash. You didn't see that?
Where's that announcement? Is Eastman writing it?
I don't know.
If he's writing it, then I might read it.
I think Eastman is right. No, Yellow Flash is right. I did hear about that. I think it's the Last Ronin 2 sequel. I think Eastman is involved with that. So I think you might have read. No, I saw that there's the Lost Years, and I passed on it, even though Eastman was on board, because it's like I like the way the Last Ronin ended. I'm like,
they're just milking it because it's a successful book.
Yeah, because it's honestly, it's the only success IDW has, because straight up that book is carrying that company. Not even the main title, which obviously Eastman's been off of since issue 100, has done well. It's only been the Last Ronin only, and without that book, they would be gone, straight up gone. They release a few books, sometimes a week.
I've got all those. I've got all those Last Ronin books. The big magazine ones,
dude,
and I've
got the hardcover. It's glorious.
And I've got the hardcover too.
Oh, I love that.
I double dipped.
So did I. No,
it's both a sequel and a prequel. See, here's the new Turtles.
Yeah, but they're not in it very much. They're mostly just listening to April and them talk about.
It's just them setting it up though for more.
I don't care if it's good. I'll read it because I like Ninja Turtles and it's got Eastman.
So do I. But
Eastman's comic shit has been good.
He still has it. I actually liked the initial.
I want one that gets it fucking
IDW.
right to begin with. That's my fucking problem here. I don't need new shit when they can't even get the regular shit right.
But the regular shits, the comics have been good though, Tom.
Nobody cares about the comics but us, Flash. That's my point. We are.
Yeah, but
we should have had 10 decent movies by now.
I don't care about the movies as much as I care about the comics anymore. Most of the movies and the shows are childish. The comics are pretty fucking hardcore, which is what I like.
Which is what they should
all
do
I
for a
care
show
about
or a
is
movie.
comics.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm the opposite though. I'd rather see it in live action, especially Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
cartoon one.
all the cartoons have always been goofy and silly though, except for maybe 2003, which was a little bit more serious.
That was more source material.
Have you ever went back and watched that old 80s cartoon? It's fucking
it's horrible
goofy as fuck.
I'm not gonna lie on that part, but I mean it has some interesting stories, and elements of that are what made me fall in love with the Turtles, and that's why I think the 1990 movie and then in red, and then after that the early 2000 series were the best representations of them. It handled both levels. It gave you a little bit of the edge and darkness without going too dark and edgy, but also kept some of the lighter elements without keeping some of the doofier shit. Unless you count Ninja Turtles 2 and 3, but yeah.
The best Ninja Turtles ever will always be the Mirage run.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, the original run. Well, duh, yeah. I mean,
and even if their tails did look a bit weird.
The tails, but I mean it's part of the charm.
It is. I just had to mention it.
The new books, I haven't read all of them because they're hard to. They don't reprint them, so it's hard to fucking get them. But
I have some of the newer ones.
Those are all pretty good, especially like all that shit up to where Donatello gets brutally murdered by Rocksteady and Bebop. All that shit is great.
Did you read the miniseries that was based on the Foot Flash? That was actually good. The miniseries that came out.
No, I didn't read that.
Oh, I'll go get the cover. I'll show you it. But they did a mini during when Eastman was on board during the IDW run. They would do some spin-off series. They did on Rocksteady and Bebop. They did one called Shredder in Hell. It was okay, but the Foot one was good. Let me go get it. I'll show you it.
Well, I mean,
first off, I don't know where this shit that all four of those turtles are girls are. That's not true. Only
I
two
didn't
of them
say
are.
that. I said two.
Yeah, but there's so many people running around saying they're all girls. That's not true. Two of them are girls. Two of them are boys.
I don't
get the complaining about Last Ronin. Most of the people complaining about it never even read Last Ronin, which is what I find funny about it.
I just don't like what it sets up. That's my fucking problem. Like, that's the issue here. I don't care about everything up to that point. I love everything up to that point. It's like, why do we need a next generation? No, we don't. This is it. This is the end. I want an ending to the story and then go in and fill in the blanks because they never finished the Mirage run.
Well, they're talking about doing that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I just want an ABC Ninja Turtle story so we can say, okay, here's the original storyline. And then whatever else after that or around that is just also ran stuff, right? Like, that's my thing. Is it's just these guys are keeping. I'm glad they're working on this, but it's like finish what you started to begin with.
Well, you gotta get Peter to get off his ass and come do it. That's why it's probably not being done.
He's the one who has the rights to print books without even having to deal with Nickelodeon. He can print. What is it like? X amount of years.
Probably something with him that the reason they haven't done it. Because Eastman probably wants to do it because it makes him more money.
Well, and Eastman and Laird weren't the only guys involved in that either, though. There was a whole team of those guys.
Yeah, but the backbone of the Last Ronin is those two coming together.
The Last Ronin, yes, but I'm talking about the Mirage run that's never been finished.
Oh, yeah, no, because they had a falling out towards the end.
I know, yeah. But there was like, I can't remember the guy's last name, but Mike something or other was one of the other main guys, and there was like 2 or 3 other guys that were working on it with them.
Recommended reading. It's good.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
All right.
I just got the Saturday morning one.
Mateo Santaluku, and Eric Burnham.
I don't like the Saturday morning comic. It's just basically trying to do what's already been done, the Archie books.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather just go read those, to be honest. Because that's what it is. It's the fucking 80s Turtles.
I like the 80s Turtles. That's what I fell in fucking love with, dude.
I know, I like them too, but it's nothing new. Like at least the Eastman books are like a new thing.
True, but
we've already got that. The Archie books, man, the adventure books. That's basically what those are.
And those went to shit though.
They did, but they were
like the cow.
A lot of them are really good.
There was some good stuff in there, but then they went even wackier than the original Turtle. Like that's my issue with the original Turtle story.
It did go wacky.
Is when they start going really wacky.
There, what about that arc where like Raphael was on another planet? Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, dude, they
That's
went
where the
to
fucking
space
cowhead
quickly.
came from.
Or what? Do you remember when Donatello got trapped in that computer disk?
Yeah.
God, I wish I could find that issue.
Oh,
Look, I
He was,
have
like, captured for a while.
I have soft spots for some of that stuff, and I like some. Like, to me, I don't have so much of a problem with this kind of stuff.
I don't have a problem with it either.
But
it's fine. I picked up the first 2 and I didn't like it.
I haven't read it yet. I just got this. This
I
is
thought it
the
was
whole
decent.
collection.
It was
After
real.
the last Ronin, man, that's the shit I want. I want
Well,
more like
yeah.
that. That's why I like that Lost Years thing. 'Cause it's like, okay, well, now I know what he's doing, like how he was training.
I'm not adverse to the a little bit goofier turtles though too. Like, I don't hate Secret of the Ooze turtles, right? But then again, they could have done something like that with this newer stuff, and that's what I'm not seeing. I'm just seeing them attempting to try and do something like that. And again, we're not into disagreement at all about the movie. We know it's gonna be shit.
Oh, the
But it's like, how hard is it to do something like this? I just don't get it. But maybe we'll be able to talk to Ice Cube. He does a voice in it. We can ask him.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna get I'm kind of looking forward to that last Ronin game.
Yeah, I heard about that. I got the figure.
Where's it
I've got all
be
the
on?
books. But...
What's it going to
It'll be on probably every platform possible.
You know, Fanto, look.
Oh, hell no.
You know what?
no.
Don't let him write the script. Hear me out. Don't let him write the script. But visually,
don't direct it. No.
Visually, he can do it. Just don't let him use slow-mo.
No, Tom. No, I'm sorry, Tom. I disagree. No, he doesn't. He's gonna make them all colorless, and he's gonna make them all be mopey and sad. And
You're probably right.
Yeah, this is why the only one I would want him to make is the Raphael spinoff.
Okay, you might have a point there, a spinoff, but we don't need that.
Just the Raphael movie. That's the only one I would want.
That's the only thing that kind of makes sense. But we don't even need a spinoff. Give us a Turtles. Give us a Turtles where it's got a little bit of seriousness, but a little bit of the fun and charm that kids know from some of the earlier cartoons. A good blend of the comics and cartoons is what we need. That way, everyone is satisfied. That's a Turtles fan. We don't need overly dark and brooding. No, please don't do that. For you know it, one of the Turtles is going to be the one that murders freaking Shredder. And like, I couldn't have any other way. And then Shredder's
they
going to be
murder
like,
him in the first issue of the comics.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. And I'm just saying they would have done it like, I'm just trying to make a Superman argument that they probably would have outright murdered him like in a way where it would have been like assault, like.
They're going to kill him, and then they're going to have him be worms in the next one.
Splinter will tell them
Just
not
like in
to
the
save
comics
people.
when they
Splinter
he was
will say,
intelligent
"Don't save
worms.
him." Intelligent worms.
They murder him in the first movie too when he falls in the thing and Casey
Splinter
Jones
did.
oops
Yes,
and turns the thing on and crushes him in the garbage truck.
And he lived.
Yeah, he just has a couple
He
scratches
lived,
on his face from it.
That made no sense. That reminded me of like it was like Jigsaw in the Punisher Netflix. I was like, dude, your face got bashed into a freaking mirror. You should have had way worse damage on your face than what you have. Nah, I think we all just want a good TMNT. That's all. We want one we can enjoy, not have divisiveness involved. But hey, at least we're all arguing about good and bad comics right now. I'd say that's a much better conversation than what we've had recently with how bad Indy 5 is going to be.
I'd like them to make a Last Ronin movie.
If it was done faithfully, yes. I would like for it to be very faithful to that because that was such a really well executed story. Like if just reading it, it felt like a huge story. It felt like everything about it was like big and massive in scale and like seeing all the action. And even though I kind of knew it was always going to be Michelangelo, it was still cool to see the reveal of it being Michelangelo when it happened. So I would love to see that happen. He ended up, it was always my favorite turtle anyway. So that was like an even bigger bonus point. And that was cool because he was the character that needed to be the one to grow up the most. So to me, that made sense for him to be the last Ronin.
I'll be happy for anything that's good. But for me personally, The last movie I saw in the theaters was that 2007 one, and I went into it pre-biased because
was that the CGI one?
Yeah, I was like, why are they going
great.
CGI? And I'm not saying it was bad, but when I went into it, I was disappointed because they weren't going with the animatronics anymore.
Oh, I liked the CGI one.
I do.
That was all layered. That was his baby.
Well, I liked it is that if you notice, they had some nods to the earlier movies because it wasn't ever said if it was directly a sequel to his movies, but it's clear that there were nods to the live movies in TMNT.
That's the one I was talking about before, where basically it's a sequel to whatever version that you.
Did you like the CGI one, Tom?
It's all right. I hated the Mutant Mayhem part of it, and that's why I don't think I'm going to like the newer one either, mainly. I got a whole bunch of Ninja Turtles, but they're all scattered here. Like, here's some of the.
Oh, cool shirt.
The newer one. Oh yeah, thank you.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Here's I've got the other one's hardcover, but here's the collected book, volume 3. I'm gonna save those two because those two are a little bit cooler. But I got a bunch of them here. I got like the adaptations and stuff of the movies. Yeah, I got the Ronin books. Let's see what else.
I love that they made the Ronin books the magazine size, like the old books.
Yeah, right. Having them in the giant.
The first 5.
I gotta get that one bagged and boarded.
All magazine size.
The giant size issue where it's like a thicker book too. Is like what 50 pages a comic. Really fun. It's cool to seeing the art bigger too. I like seeing the art bigger. It makes it feel like you have like paintings or drawings in your hand.
Here's another one of the Ronin ones.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah. Here's another. I think it's the first one or whatever, or one of the. No, this is.
It looks like cover B or C to issue 1 or 2 because I
had
had all the
fucking 13 or 14 covers for the first issue.
I didn't get all of them. I just got.
I only have one. I bought one. I think it's just the standard cover is the one I got.
Way to do it. Variants are annoying.
Okay.
I like some variants if they're good, but
they're fine. It's just a bad gimmick.
It is a gimmick, but if you're an art fan, like I love covers.
Talk about Archie ones. I got plenty of those.
The variant covers that get me are the Boom Power Ranger covers. I fucking have all kinds
comics.
of. I got 1 in 500s. I got 1 in 200s of that because they're all so great.
They are great covers, but what drives me nuts about them is the business model around them, where it's like a comic shop has to order a certain amount of copies, and Marvel's the worst to it, but they have to order a certain amount of copies, and then they get 1 copy of that specific cover.
Yeah, but they sell it for like 100 to whatever.
I hate when they do that. It's such a dumb move. It's just like, especially like for a lot of those ways, especially on the Marvel end of recent Marvel, they don't sell. So it's just like you just lost on a lot of money because you took a chance on 1 comic that you may or may not make money on.
It's the real BBC now.
Dude, I could talk comics all day, Flash.
I don't even remember that one from when I was a kid.
Put that one up. Let me see that cover.
It's like him as an Indian.
Oh, dude.
Or Native American.
I don't remember that one at all.
What number is that one?
This is 61.
Yeah, this
is deep into Archie.
Yeah, those later ones, man. The print counts on those are.
Then
low.
I got a bunch of IDW.
Some of those are
ones.
worth some money.
I got a bunch of IDW ones here.
The IDWs are good. The early ones, especially, it was cool because they even made the free comic book day specials tie into it too, which is what I like.
This is a Mirage one. Here.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
And then this one. For some reason, I got.
Is that the color?
Here.
Is that the color reprint?
City at War.
Oh, City at War. Never mind.
Yeah,
that's later in the run.
Yeah. And that one's on it too. And then I've got Secret of the Ooze here.
Real quickly, Tom, before you continue to show off awesome comics, Clobby does have to go.
Okay,
Clobby.
I was going to let you know, man. Thanks for having me, bro, and appreciate it. And I wish I'd love to stay and talk some comics.
No problem.
Get ready for the show tonight.
Let everybody know where you're headed.
We'll be talking comics tomorrow.
Hey guys.
Hey Brian, what's up?
Hey, 70s.
All right, buddy. Sorry you're just leaving.
Actually, before you go, Clobby, I got a couple plays I'll show, but
I saw that comic book adaptation that you put. I know you got that comic adaptation going on.
I mean, I got some better ones here.
Do you have that whole run, Tom?
The Archie ones? No.
Oh, man.
I got most of them.
I'd love to get that whole run. It's hard, dude.
Okay, here's the ones I really wanted you to see, Clobby.
Okay, buddy.
That Archie run, man. Some of those are like the later ones are hard to fucking find.
Here's a flaming carrot one with the turtles in it.
Ooh, nice.
Bob Burden, crazy dude.
And then
carrot. Yep.
Here's a little bit a different Archie one. I thought it was a different one than I thought, but here's probably my most prized Ninja Turtle one right here.
Wow.
Oh,
that's an original.
Oh my goodness, I've never read that one, but I've seen it.
It's how to learn how to do martial arts and each Ninja Turtle had one.
Dude.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before.
These are old as hell. This is actually back. Like, I'm not even sure what this is worth anymore, to be honest with you.
What's it called? Michelangelo
Martial Arts Authorized Training Manual. This is number 2. This is Michelangelo. There's 4 of them, obviously. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't even know how many of those are even around, what they're worth, anything. Yeah, I got a few of the flaming carrot ones too. But thank you for being here, Clobby, and
thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, man. As always.
Sure. And then what you got coming up, or did you already plug it already?
About half hour going on with the clubhouse with Raquel and Mark. All kind of fun stuff to do, including we review a Star Trek comic each week now and stuff, amongst other things. But some other reviews. But anyway, I'll be hanging out with Nick and the gang. We're reviewing some Ditko Spider-Man run tomorrow night at his channel as well. Then this Saturday night Star Trek as always on Saturday night. But thanks for having me, brother. I'm glad I'm the only one that suffered that movie. Indy 5 audience, nothing. So yeah, I'm glad I was the only dumbass enough to go see that thing. So don't go. Well, or do what you want.
You're a hero. You're stunning and brave.
No, just stunning and stupid. But everybody, great seeing you, Brian. Good to see everybody. Yellow Flash.
See you, mate.
Good to meet you, Yellow Flash. You guys take it easy, man.
See you.
Take care.
Yeah, Tom. The price varies on condition from $30 to like $100. The Leonardo seems like it's the rarest. That one's going for hundreds.
Is that the first one? Probably.
It's
yeah.
The 5th one.
Oh, that's the 5th one.
I didn't even know these
there's
existed. These are pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I stumbled across them, and the guy only had Michelangelo, which was fine by me because he was my favorite at the time. But I was like, oh shit, now I got to find the rest of these. Yeah,
I like the cover on that. I would share it, but my eBay has my real name. Hold on.
Gotcha. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
Let me blow up.
You mean
your
real
cover?
Your real name isn't Flash? No, you've just ruined two
Yellow
worth
is
of
his
dreams.
first name. Brian.
I respect his supervillain secret. I respect it.
Look at this cover, man.
Shout my
I know, aren't they badass?
Yeah, it's great.
How much is it? Flash.
This one's $120.
Wow.
And that one, I mean, that one's autographed though too. It looks like. Was it an autograph?
It's got Kevin Eastman on there, but it's not. It looks like his signature, but I was gonna say it's not like. Yeah, it probably is his, but you never know. You got to be careful buying this shit online from people, because someone can.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Some of them are faked. Yeah.
No, I wonder if that's one I shouldn't. I wonder if that's one I shouldn't have graded.
I would send that one in.
I might. There's a handful I was thinking about, but then again, I'm not a huge fan of that. But then again, it doesn't matter.
I do it with comics that I already have, like that I can read in other ways. So like,
yeah,
I have omnibuses for so much stuff, like especially for Spider-Man. So,
dude, that's the way with Spider-Man, Thor, Fantastic.
Well,
Four.
yeah, like I got the hardcover collections of all the early TMNT, like that 3rd volume I showed you. That's the only one I got soft. The first 2 I got in hardcover.
But some of those later Archies, dude, you should spend some time and look up and see how much some of those are worth, because the later numbers are low print counts.
See, I do have a lot of those, like that one I showed you here with the other 3 that I just had. That's a later Archie one, because they changed the logo.
The first 20 or so, all those have high print counts, but once you got like deep into that series, that is a low print count. Yeah. They're hard to get, man. That's a hard run to complete, that Archie.
It is. Did they ever put that together at all in a collection? I don't think they did.
I wish they fucking would. Who has the rights to that?
Have it. Probably tied up between Archie and Nick. And see, the other problem with that one is they actually use scripts from the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all from the 2nd season. And for those who don't know, after the 1st season, Playmates was like, yeah, we're done. We don't need any more animation. And Fred Wolf Studios is like, the networks are clamoring for another season. They're like, okay, you can go do it, but whatever. They didn't have any real tie with Playmates. So even though the show always got accused of basically being a 30-minute commercial, it really wasn't. And in fact, they had a deal with Playmates that if they ended up creating characters on the show that got used as toys, and the same thing was for the creators at the Playmates plant, that if they created one of the toys, they got to keep a percentage of the toy sales. The creator did. So that's why we have so many Ninja Turtle figures, because they were
so many.
They were incentivized to make them. Exactly.
Ninja Turtles in like fireman outfits, police outfits.
Well, not just that
outfits.
So much as just like creating characters, like, brand new characters.
New ones, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there were so many variations of the turtles in like different outfits. I thought that shit was funny.
That's why I'm a sucker for those ones at the various. That's why I got my Donatello the Undertaker. I got my Michelangelo as Roddy Piper, and the one of him as Macho Man. I love them. I love seeing the crossover looks.
Playmates was like the first ones to ever do that too, especially I think it was with the turtle, because they did the Star Trek turtle ones. I think those were one of the first
Star Trek ones. They had the sports ones because they had, I think it was Raphael where he was Michael Jordan. And I remember looking at that on eBay a few years ago, and that was steep. I was like, damn, I want it so bad, but it's so much. I love those toys, even though they're so tiny, because I didn't realize back then, because you're just excited to have them. Then when you actually have them, you're like, oh, wow, these actually were tiny, but they looked cool. So, oh, well.
Yeah, I actually just picked up. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
No, I was going to say, I must have been looking at a different Playmates from you guys.
That came a little later there, buddy. Yeah.
I'm a little bit older, so,
speaking of Playmates, though, I'm really impressed with their redos of the old turtle figures. I just picked up. I mean, I got Shredder and a couple of other ones, but I just picked up Wingnut.
Speaking of Playmate redos,
Genghis Frog and a couple other ones here. Yeah. Oh, Baxter Stockman.
I went into this what was like Walmart the other day. I love going to the toy aisle because all those toys are for me.
Yep.
Not for kids anymore.
No, you're right.
And go in there and like they've got now they have the Playmates. I think it's like you can put pizzas and accessories in their shell.
Yep.
And it's just like, oh Lord, because like it's funny, and you said this before in the show once. You said, they keep going back to the old shit.
Yep. Here's one of them.
They've got this new. They've got this new movie coming out, and all the toys are the fucking 80s.
They have none of the new toys yet at my Walmart.
I was going to say, have they done the new ones yet? No,
I haven't seen them.
They're out, but
they're doing crossover packs with Stranger Things. I noticed.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Here's the one with the Stranger Things. It's actually cool, and they even gave it the tail too. Which I don't want your stream to get ringed, but yeah, the swords are cool, and it's very posable too. So it's a really cool and they have them all in the bandanas. This one came with David Harbour's character. I already forgot. I can't believe I'm forgetting his character, but whatever. Turtles are way cooler anyways. But yeah, they are really cool figures the way they have them. So I would recommend getting these ones. Even if you don't like Stranger Things, these figures of them from the original Eastman layered run are really killer. And the feet are huge on these things too, which is nice. And they're all those.
They have there's a really cool set that Vaughn, I don't know if you know Vaughn, he makes comics.
Brian K. Vaughn.
Yeah, he is showing off I guess as a Target exclusive, which means I'm not gonna buy it, unfortunately. I'm gonna look and see if it's on eBay, but he showed these 4 turtle set. It's the 4 turtles, and it looks like they did in the books.
Which run?
The original run.
Oh, the original. Okay,
there's a few variants of them out there, but NECA's doing a run right now that is see those ones that are up there.
I'm gonna show it right now.
Yep, those are the ones right there. Yep, those are the ones. Yep,
I'll totally buy this.
Okay, you see
that's fucking awesome, dude.
You see those boxes up there on top there, the yellow brownish boxes? That's the same things. That's those.
I remember those figures. I saw those, and I almost got at my comic shop. We have a version of this, but the figures are in black and white.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
You don't like the black and white? Oh, I love the ones in
so
black
much.
and white.
No, because they're not in black and white. The bandanas are still red. If the figures were in full black and white, I would probably get those, but they're not.
No, we have one where they're all strictly black and white at my shop. Like they're all like top to bottom. like when the comics were originally printed, the way they looked.
Yeah, I would buy this, but I'm not going to Target, so
that's fair.
I didn't see it. I was at Target last week. They didn't have it yet. They had a couple of the other ones. They had Casey Jones and something else. And this is neat too. Like this is just the figures, but they put them in this thing. You can order them this way too. It's like this carrying case thing. And get it out of here.
Ooh, that's a nice case. Did you ever put up your blimp, Tom? I got my blimp.
No,
up in
I haven't
room.
messed with it yet. It's still back there.
Dude, the blimps are awesome. Mine
this is the one I've got. I picked up Wingnut and all these guys separate today. Well, not all of them. Some of them are different, but like I got Baxter Stockman and Wingnut today, and a couple other ones. And then this has got Leatherhead. This has got a Foot Soldier, Leatherhead, Mutagen Man, and Wingnut in it. But I got Wingnut and Leatherhead already separately.
Nice.
As well.
You get these store or are they delivered?
These I ordered from Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. Okay,
but you can get them at Walmart. Walmart's got them.
If you
and
can
actually
catch
they're
them
cheaper
at Walmart,
yeah, they're
that's
actually the
thing.
cheapest at Walmart. You can get them for $10 a pop at Walmart. But if you get them other places, like this set, I think I paid closer to $20 a pop for. Basically,
you gotta make sure you catch it because not all the stores have them, and when they do, guys like us will buy quantities. Like
is that the original or is that
this is the reissue? And when I had to get this reissue, I had to go to a Walmart that's 40 minutes from my home to get this. Because all the other stores, I called all the stores in my area when they did the first week of the reissue. I had to go so 40 minutes away. And of course, when I went out there, I picked up like 3 of them so I could send some to friends. But yeah, dude, and look at your affordable price. But dude,
he left. Nick left little children crying in the aisles because he.
Of course he did.
Yeah, they wanted those Ninja Turtles, man.
You ain't got the money. Your dad's on welfare. Sorry, kid.
I had the capital. They're mine.
I'd really like to get.
I'm an adult. I got a job.
I'd really like just to get the 4 turtles from the 80s still in the box.
Wow.
Like an OG one, you mean?
Yeah, like I'd really like to just get those 4 in the box still.
You could probably, if you put a
pricey,
poker,
though.
I was gonna say once in a while, I'm sure they pop up on eBay, but now you have the problem of running into all the.
They pop up all the time on eBay because I keep track of them, and the prices for them go up and down.
I would try to go with somebody you trust though, because you don't want to get ripped off somehow.
So were they made by who made those 80s ones?
Playmates.
It was still Playmates. Okay.
Those Playmate bunnies keep making turtles.
They do. Say no more.
Dude.
Indeed.
Some say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
That's right.
That's right. But no, I think we're gonna check out the rest of these super chats here and wrap this up. We got Rick Johnson here who says, "I dumped collecting all mainstream comics and sold over 6,000 books a few years ago. Hopefully, you made a good
Why don't you call me?
on that." Yeah, right.
Don't call me.
Only books in my pull list now are TMNT books and Usagi. Yeah, I saw Usagi was coming back together with them. That's
they have a crossover book right now, Usagi and
I saw that.
I've got 2 and 3 fucking came out yesterday, same time. I haven't read them yet, but it's like, why is this? Why can't you spread these out?
There are less 2 at the same time.
Yeah, unless he got them late, but
maybe it was delayed by COVID or something.
It's pretty good.
Right. I've always liked Usagi. Magician Sapphire says I really loved Konami artwork for TMNT Tournament Fight. Oh yeah, that was a good game.
I did too.
SNES game manual, and I was so glad they included the Cowabunga collection. Yep, me too. Yeah,
I love that you got everything in that collection.
Yeah,
you got every version of that game, even the NES one, which I never played. That was an awful 10-minute experience, but I appreciate that it was on there.
Yeah, the Nintendo version is bad.
We just played that the other day. We need to play it again soon.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was fun. So let's do that again soon. So yeah, Flash, we'll have to do that soon, and maybe I'll join you again once in a great while. I seem to pop up on your Saturday show, but anything you got going on that you want to plug in the meantime?
Watch out for my comic book.
Oh, that's right. You're launching that. Yeah.
Are you Indiegogo?
What are you doing that again?
Probably gonna make my own site because it's gonna have swastikas. And they'll try to ban me.
Right.
Because the enemies are Nazis.
You mean bad guys are bad guys in this? That's not good. That's problematic.
And you can't sympathize with them?
Surely they've got a redemption arc.
All Nazis have some redeeming values, you know. I mean,
it's all gray areas. It's a gray area. It's a gray area.
They didn't kill everybody, just a select few.
Yeah, jeez. You can't even portray the villains now, can you? You can't.
No, you can't. And that's what was so refreshing about, like, Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's where, like, Shredder's like a great villain too, right? It's good to have great villains.
Absolutely.
You know? Sometimes villains just can be bad to be bad. You know, like
yeah. Well,
even Shredder, his whole motivation is revenge, right? Like, I mean, at the end of the day. So if you really want to get convoluted, the original story, it gets even more soap opera-y than we got in either version of it at this point. Or any
yeah.
It's so crazy
have
that
somebody sleeping with somebody, and then somebody killing somebody over that, and then somebody else killing somebody over that.
It's so crazy that history is like controversial. You can't even like look at the Call of Duty games. You can't even like the Nazis don't even have swastikas in it.
Yeah, and how can you properly teach history if you can't talk about history?
That's the whole point. Is so that history,
no matter how
there.
bad it is. Yeah.
First rule of History Club is don't talk about history at History Club.
Yep. That's their fight club, basically.
Well, it could be we're in year zero. There is no history.
Brian, what you got going on?
Not got another live show set up at the moment because I'm taking a break on Monday, but the following Monday is going to be Canon Film Club Cyborg.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, Tom, you'll definitely be there for that.
Of course.
Remember, Nick, if you said you wanted to be there.
I'm going to come.
You're going to come for Cyborg. So that's July.
Not a thing for Van Damme.
Not for Cryborg, not Cryborg.
Yes,
yeah, not to be confused with Cryborg. Yes,
1989 Cyborg. So that's Monday, July the 10th, 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Should be a lot of fun as usual. I'll probably get a couple of videos I'll be putting up there somewhere, and you'll see me around. You'll see me around. Yeah.
Or CC, what do you got coming up?
All the usual things. Tomorrow night is karaoke night after the Late Show with Mexican Iron Man, provided that's running. And on Saturday, got the Doc Danger and CC Music Show, which is basically music television on YouTube with live chat.
MTV News.
Well, I mean, MTV doesn't do it anymore, so we might as well play the music videos and.
It's been so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about a retro MTV where they just showed music videos? Wouldn't that be nice?
That's a great idea. Let's just have a channel where all we do is show music videos all day.
What a crazy idea.
That's crazy.
It'll never work.
It'll never work. Thank you, CC, for being here. Nick, what you got going on? I think you're going to be Are you going on over to
on
Thursday
TNT?
Night?
Yeah, I'll be over there. Before I do, did you get Mecha J's super chat?
Oh, did I miss a super chat somewhere?
Mecha J's asking, so I figure why not let their super chat
I don't
get read.
think I did, but let me double check.
Anything.
Yeah, no. Thanks for the catch. Maybe
Flash caught it.
I think we did miss this one. Mecha J says someone did a short. I don't know why it didn't wind up in the repertoire thingy.
I did see this.
Someone did a short fan adaptation of Last Ronin called TMNT The Last Ronin Animation here on YouTube. You guys should check it out.
It's good.
I might have to check that out.
Yeah.
It's good. I saw it. Nice little.
I know there was a talk about doing like a live action Netflix series of it, but then it just kind of went away. But thanks for that, Mecha J. Sorry, I don't know. StreamYard has been mucking up lately. That's like 2 in a row now because we couldn't find Crying. Or it was who was it yesterday? 6 was it Liam's or somebody like that? One of our regulars on the morning show. We couldn't find a $10 super chat from him. It was not showing up anywhere. Andre had to go back into the YouTube side of things. But speaking of that, Andre dropped a video.
I will watch that.
Here is the link. You can check that out. And it's about was it Tennille 6? Yeah, okay, thank you. One of those. Yeah, it was either Tennille or Liam. I couldn't remember which.
The Barbie video.
Is it a Indiana Jones review?
No, it's a Barbie video. I wonder if Andre's all that worried about it. We're going to do a roundtable, I think, on Sunday, but yeah.
The Barbie movie's determined to commit seppuku. You know, it's
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Yeah.
It's all about dismantling the gender role.
Absolutely.
I wonder if it's really that, or if they're just really trying to sell this to the left.
But they believe that this is their marketing strategy now, though. They're convinced that for good or bad, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Well, they're already committed too. They're already committed to where they're going with the idea. They're not going to just like, all right, we gotta stop now.
Because there's like nothing in the trailer that sings any of these things that they're talking about.
Yeah, I was honestly like willing to watch it just because, well, it's just nice to see like Margot Robbie like wearing pink and looking all feminine. It's like, well, maybe I'll watch this if this is how she looks for 90 minutes. And then after that little interview, I'm out now. No, I'm not interested at all.
I'm gonna still go see it because somebody paid me to. But I also, I don't know if you heard this part, if you were here that earlier or not, Flash. I said we also got to remember this movie is made for girls. So there's probably a lot of things that you could construe as woke in it that would normally not be woke just because it's made for girls. It's not made for us anyway.
As long as you can define what a girl is, Tom, then that's
I don't know if I can define what a girl is, or a woman for that matter.
I liked before they went into this gender direction. I thought the marketing for it was pretty good because they're like, if you love Barbie, you'll like it.
Yeah.
If you hate Barbie, you'll like it.
Well, it was Kate McKinnon who started this shit too, and remember that was one of the bitches from Ghostbusters. So she's a master at this kind of.
And she's still bitter.
Advertising.
She's still very bitter.
I'm sure she is.
They needed that. They wanted that movie to do so well, and they're still eating crow because not only did it bomb, but Afterlife, I guess you could say, put the franchise in a direction where they got a sequel that may or may not come out this December. I'm debating on that one, but. Regardless, she's bitter because she didn't get the sequel, and everyone else since then has gotten spin-offs and sequels beyond that none of them should have had. And I'm talking about Ghostbusters. I'm talking about all these gender feminized type of movies that nowadays everything's getting a sequel that does it. But yeah,
We'll
anyways.
See. I'll watch it. I'll let people know. And I did hear about this Sci-Fi George. I didn't actually see it, but I heard it's not real. It's just it's like a fan-made proof of concept thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which it might look cool. I haven't checked it out myself yet, though. But with that, yeah, we're going to wrap this up. I got the morning show tomorrow. Check out that video that Andre just dropped. Thank you again, Yellow Flash, for coming in here. 70s, CC, Nick, as always, and Klobby, who was here earlier. 6 in the chat and all the other mods who've been helping out. I see Steven in there, I think. Can't remember who else was here, but thank you so much, guys. We appreciate it. Mecca J as well.
Dr. Coffin Nails.
Dr. Coffin Nails is here. Yep.
Yep.
I'm sure I missed somebody. I always do.
I didn't do any modding, but I am a
You
mod.
didn't do jack and shit. You are not getting paid tonight, sir.
Just same as every night. Then.
And I'm doubling the rest of the mods' pay just because of that.
That's right. Yeah. I bet you're taking tax off that as well, though.
Fuck yeah. Can't not pay Uncle Sam. And you know how the song goes, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You know?
That's right, yeah.
You had to do something, motherfucking punch you in the mouth. Sorry. I had one of those dads that get drunk and start fucking up old Motown songs.
Yeah.
Respect. R-E-S-T-C-T. Find out what it means to me. R-E-S-T-C-C-P. You know how to spell it, motherfucker.
That's right. I could never get that one right. Yeah.
You, Charlie, would never had any respect for me.
I could never remember that phone number one. 687 whatever.
667
yeah, there you go.
309.
I can never remember that one. 68. No, forget it.
Which is funny because 867 is one of the prefixes close by here. So, like, yeah, I feel sorry for whoever has that one or the Jenny number.
Yeah.
86753.
Well, there's actually, believe it or not, I know you're trying to wrap up, but there's a Hall and Oates phone line that you can.
Is it really?
And it's still active and it plays Hall.
Oh,
and Oates
yeah,
songs.
that one from that. Yeah.
It still works and it's awesome. So if you want a bit of private eyes, phone the Hall and Oates phone number.
Yeah, I remember that in that song. Yeah. But anyway, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Let's get out of here. We got a sponsor. Check out Flips.
Friends, if you're looking for real old school laughs, you're in for a treat because we've got them right here. Flip City Magazine. Remember Mad Magazine? Then it went woke? Wow, don't worry. Flip City has no chance of going woke. That's right. 4 times a year, you'll get an actual printed magazine full of jokes, stories, comics, and more, all about today's pop culture, entertainment, and woke politics. Flip City takes terrible entertainment trends we love to hate with hilarious parodies of Lord of the Rings, Stranger Things, The Walking Dead, Star Trek, Hunters, and more. Trust me when I say there is nothing else like Flip City on the market. So subscribe today. It will be delivered in print, or you can even get it digitally if you're one of those wacky Zoomers. Either way, follow our link and sign up today, and if you put in midnight, you get an extra 10% off. Check out Flip City Magazine today.